Genesis 2, the river that turns into four heads, North Pole. All right, let's build a little bit. So, this is what they are referring to. This is the North Pole, right? The Rupas Nigra in the middle. And of course, you have one, two, three, four, the four heads. As I mentioned in another lecture, this is the four waterways where all liquids in our reality come from and go back to. This is the Garden of Eden. This is Mount Meru, Hyperborea, Mount Olympus, so forth and so on. So in the Land Before Time lecture, I was referencing the 144,000. Well, if you square 12, you get 144. Speaking of square, in astrology, the square is 90 degrees, and the map coordinates for the North Pole is 90. 144 in numerology is 9. In astrology, 9 is the house of God, the house of divinity. And here's the scripture. A river watering the garden flowed from Eden. From there, it was separated into four headwaters. The headwaters means like the head springs. This is where the water is flowing from. And when it mentions the four winds, like this is the four winds, like the north wind, the east wind, the west wind, the south wind, just like you have the four cardinal houses in astrology. But y'all go check out the relic lecture to dive deeper into that. So I told you that the 144 is 9. 9 represents God. God said, let's make man in our image. So if you take O-U-R, of course, you're referring to like us. Now, this is the side note. I don't want to lose you with this, but if you take H and you put it in front of certain letters, like I, you get high. Or O, you get ho, which is why Santa, like Satan, Saturn says ho 3 times. But the H represents Saturn, which is why when you are referring to time, like when somebody's going to arrive, you're asking them, what is your ETA? Anyway, just to stick a toe in the rabbit hole today, God said, let's make man in our image, right? And if 9 represents God, then 9 multiplied by anything will always give you 9. And of course, multiplication is a method of creation. And it's no coincidence that December 25th, which we now call Christmas, used to be called Saturnalia. And on Christmas, Santa comes from the North Pole. But okay, I'm done.